Good morning. It's Monday the 14th of August 2023 and this is my trade plan for today. On my chart you can see the MES, which is the hourly. I'm just going to put the daily chart on. So looking at the daily, on Friday we're obviously in a daily downtrend at the moment, pushing up, and Friday we were unable to close above the high of Thursday's candles, but it's more of a close up right on the 50 moving average on the daily as well. So this is acting as an area of support. We've not really been able to break the lows. Friday was the first time we attempted it, but we rejected it. So with that in mind, I want to be looking at this area at 4,500 as a potential rejection area back down. If we see a big push on the market, maybe we're looking for a break and retest of that level, because we will be above the 8 moving average, but we will have the 20 moving average coming into contention as well. So what I'm watching for today is a rejection off of 4,500, and if we break down, we've got a possible bounce area, which is Friday's low, 45, 58, 75, that area there. So that's potentially what we're watching for. So I'm going to be biased on a short entry because we're in a downtrend in the daily, and I'm going to go over into the hourly to make it a bit clearer. These numbers will be much easier to see. So if you look at this hourly downtrend, we're in this channel. So I just joined these two pivots together. I'm going to clone that, and if you clone that, look at that, that almost links the bottom pivots together as well, apart from what we saw on Thursday and Friday. But we are looking weak. We've not been able to break through the midway point of this channel since Thursday. So Friday we stayed below it, and generally we're looking for a break and retest of this channel low. So that's potentially what I'll be watching for today. I'm watching this channel area. I haven't really got an accurate channel. Let's just put it in now. By cloning, what I've done, by cloning this one, copy V, you can use the exact same angle. Makes it much easier to draw the channel in, and it gives you a good reflection, I would say, about there. So we've got touch, almost a touch there, here. Thursday, Friday it went through it and we rejected that area. We tried again in the what's that? That was the 14th. Sunday, that was last night. We tried it again, and then we came back up. Look at these levels are holding as well. The bottom of that pivot, tops of those two candles before we saw that sharp rejection, and we came back up to that area again, 4,500. So that is the number to watch out for today, 4,500. So my plan is, if we can break below 44.70, then I'm going to look for a break and retest. I may be watching the 5-minute and the 15-minute for maybe look for a better area for a break and retest to break down. If we could potentially be looking at a bounce as well back up, but that will be a higher risk, a riskier play, so that will be against the trend, so that will be a scalp if we see a bounce. And then for rejections, we've got this area here, 4,500 rejection. We've got this highly concentrated volume area, which runs along this red line, so and it's moving into the hourly 200 moving average. So potentially we've got a rejection up here, and that would be at 45.13, 45.14 area. That rough area, in fact it will be that area, it will be around about that area. So it'll be play by ear with that. We'll have to watch it and see what happens when we get there. And for major bounces, we've got this level down here at 44.20 to 44.16, and this is an area of demand as well, so we're watching this area here. You can see the higher volume concentration as well, and the last time it was down here we took a nice big bounce, and that's what pushed this move back up. So I like to think history repeats itself, so if we do start to find our way back down to this level, then potentially we're looking for a nice big bounce back up. Maybe we're going to bounce and rejoin the 50 and touch 50 again or something, but we will get below this channel first. So 44.20 to 44.16 as a potential bounce area. You could also have these areas between. On Friday we came down to here, so potentially this area could be a potential bounce area as well at 44.53, 44.55, and then we can potentially watch this congested area here as well. And these will be more higher risk but more scalp bounces. Again, you'll be bouncing it against the play. It might just want to come back down and push through. So, and the same for this level here at 44.36. That's a scalp bounce as well. Like I said, we were in this downtrend. We can see this nice downtrend, and then we entered this channel where we've just been going sideways through this channel, but then we're starting to condense further down here. So we're either going to, this is either going to be an area of support and supply, where we're just going to be fulfilling orders before we push back up, and then maybe if we do, maybe we're watching the break of this channel up here and for another high, or we're just eating time off the clock ready for the break back down, and we'll be watching 44.20. And we've got another area as well, which is this area 43.80, 43.70, that area there. We're a long way from that, but today my main focus will be keeping an eye and watching for the break of this channel. If we see it, we've broken it once, broken it twice, maybe the third time's a charm, and that's our breakdown. So that's it really. I will post these numbers in the Discord channel a bit later, and in a few minutes time. I will also look at SPY. Got some levels on SPY. So again, we're in this downtrend, and we're in this channel which is downtrending as well. So we're potentially watching for a rejection at 447.50 area, this pivot here. And I've got this level drawn up from Friday, but that would be a higher risk rejection if we come back up to that and bounce and reject off. We are below the moving averages as well, below the 20, the 50 and the 200, so it is a higher risk, it is a riskier rejection, but potentially it's will be a good move if you scalp it. And as for bounces, let's just clear that. Looking at the hourly on SPY, we've got this area of demand, so we'll be looking at 438 if we get down that far, but we could potentially be watching this area as well, which is just the bottom of this congested area, and some pivots. That would be at 442.50, 442.70, that area. And I've got a note on there saying that's a gap. 442 is a gap on the daily, and there's a 50 moving average as well. So let's have a quick look at the daily. Yeah, so here we go, that's my gap and the 50 moving average. So we haven't quite made it down to this area, so potentially we could be looking for a push down to the 50, and then maybe we'll be looking to pull back a little tiny bit back up to the 20 and the 8 moving average. One thing to note as well, we've had the 8 cross the 20, and if you look at the last time the 8 crossed the 20, it was some time ago. In fact, it was at the start of this uptrend here, and then we had a little cross here. And if you look on the daily, when the 8 does cross the 20, we generally will be that's generally the start of a trend. We crossed it here, and then we saw this big move up. We couldn't quite cross it here, we got close, and the last cross was here. So what's that? That's going back to March. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months ago. And last time we crossed it before March was middle of February, and we had this 1 month, 2 month downtrend before we put in this bit of a shoulder. We had this little bit of a head and shoulders pattern, and then we crossed back over here. And then obviously the last time we crossed it, yeah, generally when it crosses, it's going to be, we crossed it here. Here's the last down. So we crossed it here back in August 2022, and we didn't cross again until October 2022. So potentially we are setting up for another downtrend. And how was it? And yeah, we were right close to the 200 moving average as well at the time, and we're quite far away from the 200. So the market does want to naturally gravitate back to the moving averages. They all want to join back up eventually. So possibly we're looking at an area of volatile markets, and hopefully we're going to see the pushback down to this area. But the next areas to keep an eye on will be this area here, that area there. That's 438, 432, 430. But really we're watching 444 today for a bounce. That's it. Let's have a quick look at oil while I'm here. So we've broken down below the 200. What's this? This is the hourly. So we've broken down below the hourly and we're retesting it. So potentially we're seeing a break and retest of this 200, or we could just see a bounce. It is in an uptrend on the daily. So go to the daily. So we are still in an uptrend, and we're in an uptrend until we're not. We can create a channel along there. Now we're probably just close to maybe breaking it, but this 20 moving average will be the area. If we break through the 20 back down to the 200, we could see a trend change. And as for levels, so I'm going to look to play oil this week most likely, because I quite like watching it, and it seems to put in some good levels as well, and it moves quite well. So level wise, we've got potential rejection here at 83.20 area. We've got 83.71 as a rejection, and we've got this area up here, so 85, 84.90. So a few areas we can watch for rejection, but like I said, they'd be scalp rejections because we are in a downtrend, and potentially this could be a long position right now where we put in a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and potentially we could be moving back up. So yeah, one to watch. Right, hopefully you've had a good weekend, and I look forward to, I forgot to look at Qs, let's do Qs quickly. Looking very similar to the ES, so in SPY. So this area, 364.70 is an area we want to see it break, and then we're going to see a bit of a move back down. And rejection, we're below the 50, below the 200. So the next best rejection area is 374.30, this area here. And the best bounce area will be, got this 363.75. It'd be that entire region. It's quite a big area actually, so we could just clone that around here. So we're coming into a bit of a bounce area possibly, and then we've got 357.60 as another major bounce area. Okay, hopefully these levels help you, and obviously if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. Okay, thank you. Take care.